We have to become a seeker. We have to become a seeker. So, yeah, our topic is I picked up a verse from the Gita, how the seeker of steady wisdom lives and works. Tired? Who is tired? Body. Body is tired. I'm different from the body. So when I live into that awareness, everything is good. So, what is the challenge here is that the knowledge should not become a pleasure of lips. Oh, I know, I understood. This is a very good principle. You are very good. You are many people talk to me, I study every day whatever you have told me. Did you allow the knowledge to enter into you during the last 10 years? Are you listening? Oh, hi. What is the problem of listening? Default, Yeti, Microsoft, Yeti, Classic, default, yes. So you are all are listening? Yes. So I was telling, it stuck to me almost 30, 40 years back. My master said that you have to allow the knowledge to enter into you. Not simply that I talk to you and you listen to me, you say I'm very good. That will not work. I was working in a federal government and I had a senior women. Women are always good and intelligent. She always, for every reason, working in the office, do you know that I have 10 years of experience? So it has been for 1 year for me working there. So one day I told her that you have only 1 year experience, you repeated 9 times, which you say you have a 10 years of experience. I was a student of my master. Uh, so he said that every week you have to analyze what you have learned. You have to observe the changes in your behavior and attitude. And if that is taking place, make sure you are learning, you will change, you will transform. Second thing to understand, there is no proxy in the journey of self discovery. Hey, today I'm not feeling good. Did John told you that, oh, I'm not feeling good, you practice for me? That is a proxy. It will not work. In spite of the challenges in our day to day life, I continue the journey because my journey is of self discovery and bringing an end to the suffering. That commitment is required. So now come to the verse Dukheshu anudvigna mana, Dukheshu vigata spraha, Vitarag Bhaya Krodha Sthitadhi Muni Uchyate. Who is the greatest seeker? This is what Krishna is talking about. Whose mind is undisturbed in the midst of sorrow and pleasure. We will understand that. Is free from likes and dislike. I don't feel like taking giving a class. Why? Why? So likes and dislikes, fear and the wrath, they all belong to the mind, and I have to work on the mind. Hence, my mind should remain undisturbed in the sorrow and happiness. This needs to be understood. So now what Krishna, the master, is saying in this verse, we will find an answer of couple of the challenges that we have in our day-to-day life. What we are searching? Ask yourself. We are searching the real self. Where it is? It is here and now. Only thing that we do not know. It is here and now. Wherever you go, there is the real self. Why we do not know? Because of the wrong notions present in the mind, the delusion present in the mind that we call ignorance. It is not searching outside, it is searching inside. When? Here and now. Where? In all conditions, with everyone. What will happen? It will bring an end to the suffering, fear, insecurities, dualities, conflicts. Do you remember the 3 steps? I do not know, let me know it. Always, So the moment you have, for example, now I'm not chasing John, I'm just giving an example, Sophie, bear with me. So when I say I do not know what it means, it simply means whenever I have a stress, duality, conflict, fatigue, tiredness, my intellect must ask the question, I do not know, that is why I feel tired. Let me find it out. Let me understand it. Let me do the practice and get it out. Do not delay. Do not postpone. Do not use proxy. I will work. And only I will work on the mind. Otherwise, this mind will continue to work on me. You don't listen what is the best. That's why I repeat it. I have to see why it is happening, but I. So you see that I do not know simply should not live in your mind as a statement. I must take over the mind. Why the hell mind? You are saying that I'm fatigued, I'm tired, I like this, I dislike it, I have a sorrow and happiness. Then only you awaken your intellect, and the intellect will take over the mind. Mind will work on. Mind is working on you, or you are working on the mind. Recall, we have been understanding the steady wisdom. Intellect should be steady. Knowledge should be steady. Why it is knowledge should be steady? It should not be changed. One day I say Sophie is good, other day I say Sophie is bad. So knowledge changed? There are 2 types of knowledge. Tell me which one is true. When the knowledge is swinging like a pendulum, that knowledge cannot be steady. But why the knowledge is swinging like a pendulum? Your Sophie is good because I like her. Sophie is bad because I dislike her. Clear? So I have to deal with this likes and dislikes in the mind. That starts dictating my mind. What I have to do with the world, take the world lightly. Finished. Likes and dislikes. Mind, don't be crazy. I want to keep my knowledge steady. In order to keep that knowledge steady, I have to live consciously to know from moment to moment. If intellect sits in the knowledge, huh, we are not a pleasure seeker. I covered that topic. Do you still recall? Pleasure seeker or a real self seeker. The moment we are a pleasure seeker, we are guided and dictated by the likes and dislikes. Emotional dependence. I covered that topic. Attachment. Do you still remember? Emotional dependence. And that leads to sorrow and the suffering. And ultimately, my mind lives in delusion. This is what Master is talking about. Everything should happen inside me. Knowledge. My mind is saying, I don't like Sophie. So crush that mind. Why to crush that mind? Because likes and dislikes should not rule my life. This is what the Master is talking about. Whose mind remains calm and undisturbed? This is what this Master is talking about. Whose mind? When we work on the mind, we are working on our behavior and attitude. Because it is the behavior and attitude that expresses itself in likes and dislikes. That expresses in thought, speech, and action. So whose mind remains calm and undisturbed, who is not a pleasure seeker. Do you recall that? Who is not a pleasure seeker. When you are a pleasure seeker, you suffer from three mental illnesses. Do you remember? Attachment and detachment, sorrow and suffering, delusion. Then the mind lives in delusion. No, I tell you, that guy is so bad. And I enter into gossip. And that gossip creates millions and trillions of impressions in my mind. They sits in my mind. They find a trigger outside. Hey, Charlie, Charlie's friend says, oh, that guy is so bad. And all the impressions now trigger. They repeat itself with reference to one person, second person, third person, and mind starts working on us. Think of this. The more you think of this, you will realize that why I enter into unnecessary. One women, I'm alone, What happened again? That women used to. You said, you are you saying that I should not go to the party? I said, go to the party. The moment anyone criticizes, moves with the likes and dislikes, maintain your awareness inside, and outside you say, hmm, 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 hmm. And observe if the likes and dislike enters into your mind, crush it there. It will take only a week. Your mind will learn how to go beyond the likes and dislikes. She did it. She did it. So this is what the mind, whose mind remains calm and undisturbed, how it is possible? It is 100% possible. Whose mind is free from attachment and detachment, how it is possible? It is possible when the mind becomes free from these illnesses. From these illnesses. This is what we have to understand. That. So, what the master is saying, if I repeat, what dukheshu anudvignah mana. The mind is away from these likes and dislikes because they destroy my mind, they destroy the peace of my mind. Go back. Now, whose mind is free? I have covered that. What are the three problems? Result of karma action. Pain, pain, happening. Came back. Uh, Results of the karma. Happen. I'll wait. Just
Hello. Hmm. Hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes, it came. Yes. I have to look after this problem. So we are talking about, understand this is how this master is called. He says, he uses the word that that person is the greatest seeker. So he uses the word for the seeker as a muni. Muni, sounds like mind. Muni. What a mind of a muni is doing. He maintains, or the mind of that seeker maintains an awareness not to get carried away by the likes and dislikes. One result of every action, profit and loss. Second result, sorrow and happiness. Third result. If you keep sitting in your house, doing nothing, not meeting anyone, question of likes and dislikes, profit and loss, sorrow and happiness do not arise. But we have to do karma every day. So the karma gives you the results in three pairs: likes and dislikes, profit and loss, sorrow and happiness. So I have to guard my mind that let me do my karma in the best possible way. At present, I'm playing a role of a teacher. Let me play the role of a teacher, putting my 100%. Not getting carried away by the likes and dislikes. Why? Because I follow the knowledge. I do not teach anything from me. So there is no problem with me. You like it, very good. You don't like it, very good. These knowledge will continue to stand. Now apply the same in your relationship. You're a husband, so let me play a role of my husband. Does the husband move by the likes and dislikes, sorrow and happiness, good and bad? No. Let me play my role. Finished. Think of this in everyday life. Talk or listen, when you speak or act, when you drive. So it means you have started living from moment to moment. It will not happen in a day, but it will happen once you commit yourself living from a moment to moment. River is a flow of water. Mind is a flow of thoughts. Have you heard about Ida hurricane recently, which destroyed a lot of houses? Mississippi River. The reason is there that the river changed its flow. It changed to the opposite flow that created a ripple. River is a flow of water. It has two flows. Second flow devastates the life. Mind also is a flow of thought. It has two flows. One flow always follows what is right and good. Who checks what is right and good? It is the intellect checks right and good. And the other flow is what I like and what is pleasant to me. So when I have a like, I have an attachment. After some time, I have a detachment, I have a dislike, and that causes the problem in my life. Whose mind? My mind. Did you understand that? River has two flows. River is a flow of water. Mind is a flow of thoughts. It has also the two flow. I will talk about it. It has two flow. One flow is Shreyas, one flow is Preyas. Preyas is what I like, what is pleasant to me. This woman was saying to me, I like taking a glass of wine with the people. I said, go there, play your role, enjoy. And second point that you should remember, I told her that instead someone is asking you, how are you? You don't give them a chance. You ask about them and let all their thoughts come and go. It should not enter into your mind. You should not relate anything, any thought for your personal. The moment you relate it, likes and dislikes, sorrow and happiness, pain and pleasure will come. There was survey done by this American Psychological Association. People says that the people suffering from anxiety attracts other person having the same anxiety. I proved the same principles even now. And then we dig deep inside about our honey, the likes and dislikes, reaction, blame, and complaint. We return home. Mind is already full of those thoughts. So that mind finds an opportunity to fight. Look at these verses were written almost 4,000 years ago. Can I become a great seeker in the journey of the life? I should get rid of these mixture of the thoughts, likes and dislikes, profit and loss, sorrow and happiness. My master used to say that look at those toddlers, they are creeping on the ground and now they stand up, they fall down. They never wait for anyone to encourage them, they stand up. So you fall only to stand up. So even at this age, even if we have a lot of likes and dislikes, we should stand up. We should stand up. With every failure, it will happen. But when we have this knowledge in our mind, this mind can go deep. So there is another cows. They speak only when there is an extreme necessity. They do not enter into gossip. So the more we enter into gossip, these likes and dislikes, sorrow and suffering, pain and pleasure will come. Yeah. Another point that in the verse, Vitarag Bhaya Krodha Sthitidhi, who is a man of steady wisdom, who is a man of steady wisdom. Think of this. It only demands a thinking, an average thinking individual. We don't need an IQ. I remember something very interesting, so I'll tell you also. I was talking about the same thing in the last week's session, Monday's session. So when I said IQ, we don't need higher IQ. We need an IQ to go to MIT, go to Harvard. First, I tell you the fact. My son was telling me, and then I Googled out. It is a fact. Have you heard about the beggars living in California? No. So they work in Google for 5-6 years. They get $150,000 to $200,000. Then they start taking drug because they have to meet the target. And by earning 150 to 200,000, they are living in RV park outside the Google office. You're earning how much? 200,000. Where are you living? Inside the RV. And after a few years, because you become drug addict, because you have to meet the target, you do not sleep, ultimately you lose your balance, you become a beggar on the streets of Kenya. Last month, I was watching the people interviewed those people. What you have done? Oh, I'm an MIT graduate. Harvard, yes. When 10 years ago. Leave that. We don't need higher IQ. That is what I'm saying. We need a normal, average IQ to work on the mind. So now see that this prophet in law thoughts, likes and dislike thoughts, sorrow, happiness, thoughts, pain, and pleasure, thoughts. Mind is suffering from these. Are you listening? No? What happened? Are you listening? Yes. So it says that all these thoughts of likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure, expresses in the form of a behavior, attitude, and action. So when my mind is clear, pure, not getting swayed by these opposites, my action is also full of confidence, calmness, peace. See that? See the beauty. Inner, outside, whatever you are expressing with a commitment, with a confidence, with a clarity. You might be thinking I talk too much. I only talk too much during the sessions. Otherwise, I talk very little and knows that. There's no need. No need. Not interested. Sorrow and the suffering do not enter into our life. Then intellect takes over the mind and we live in the steady wisdom. That man of steady wisdom, or the person of the steady wisdom, you are ready to transform your life. You are ready to transform your life. This is what is all about this verse. Dukheshu anudvignamana. Mind, oh mind, why you are going after this sorrow and happiness? It belongs to the world, not to you. You bring its world inside. There is a choice. I have a choice. Who makes that choice? The intellect should make a choice. Whose intellect? Your intellect. I told you that nagging me for fact, I I have to troubleshoot after the session. So you see that, remember that. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, coming? Yes, coming? It's coming, okay. So remember, I told that woman that You have only 1 year of experience, you repeated 9 years, which you claim you have 10 years of experience. Why? Mechanical mind, habitual mind, it becomes instinctive. If I'm not creative, open, and I don't use the intellect in my relationship, in my profession, in my daily living, do you see that? This week, you should work on the mind and work on the mind. Then I need to order a new Yeti microphone, perhaps after troubleshooting. I will look into it. So let us start our practice now. You don't listen, think that I'm not speaking.